that I like about Africa is that this is the sense of community, the one that enables me to go to my neighbor and ask for some salt if I don't have, and the one that consoles me knowing that if I'm going through a tough time, I'll have relatives coming over to try and comfort me. And that is Africa that I like. So do join me in this segment as we explore some other cost implications with regards to this setting. A warm welcome to my channel. I am Beha and thank you for joining in. And yay, we are halfway through our target of 1,000 subscribers. And to everyone that subscribed, I appreciate it. And if you're new here, please do consider to subscribe. The intention is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the first week of December. Join the community. And yes, today we are talking money, 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 money. Stay tuned as we explore. The first one that we got to look at is black tax. By my rough definition, simply means taking care of those that have helped you. That's your relatives and everyone that has helped you when you just start working. And I understand the concept, and that is ingrained in us as Africans. Okay, let me say as Botswanans. It's ingrained in us that I can't watch my mom staying in a debilitated, yeah, debilitated house while I'm working. So I do anything in my power to make sure that I build her a house. You see? So the thing is with that is it's a good gesture, but what I want us to look at is especially when you're starting, set out a percentage to say for helping us. So in your salary, say for instance, 20% is just made to help out, because failure to do so is 6 months down the line when you start now buying your furniture, trying to invest on yourself, you're going to find it hard to desert that project and concentrate on you, and that can or might create tension between yourself and whoever you are assisting. So let us be wary of the black tax. It's in us, but have a percentage that you utilize for that. And yeah, when we are building for our parents, our grandmothers, we don't start by building. We rarely start by building just a room. You want to build a house that is big, and building does not come without expenses, So it is expensive to build a big house. So just be wary of that. Just from the word go, set out a percentage that you might stick with so that you don't find yourself overwhelmed when you're trying to assist. Yeah. So the other thing that you need to be wary of when it comes to money matters when you're starting is money wasters. They said know that is the difference between want and needs. Want is something that you can live without, and needs is something that is of necessity. So be wary of these two definitions, wants and needs. So it goes hand in hand with what I will term peer influence, because oftentimes we're from different families. When we start working, we're from different families, and there are those families that the beginning is good. The beginning is good. You find the mother is working, the dad is working, and you don't have to have a project for them. If it's anything, they are the ones who will be assisting you. Though in that case, the ground is set for you. But in a case where everyone is looking at you to be the breadwinner, it becomes difficult. So just be wary of where you are coming from. If you're working and you see that probably your colleague is renting a big fancy house, say for instance, in Gaborone, where the rentals are a bit pricey, be mindful of where you are coming from, because in a case where when you're starting, if you're not married without a kid, there's really no point of that's my opinion. There's no point of staying in a big house where you're paying 3,000, where you can stay in a maybe a 2.5 house where you're paying 1.5 and saving that 1.5 for something, or investing that 1.5 for something that can generate income to you. So be mindful, peer influence, don't be influenced. Remember where you're coming from. Yes, even for driving cars, if somebody can afford a Benz and you can afford a task like me, go for a task. Just have the mindset of knowing your destiny. You have a vision. You have a vision of yourself. Have a goal. Have a goal. Set a goal. Don't be easily washed from A to B. Have a goal, have a vision, and that way you'll be able to save the little that you have. And by the way, there's if I can just go back to the issue of rentals, the 3,000 big house versus a 1.5 small house. That 1.5, if you come from a village where they are, or not necessarily a village, or wherever you're coming from, if you come from wherever you're coming from, where there's need of rentals, there's nothing wrong with you investing that 1.5 in maybe starting with a one-roomed house, one-roomed house with everything inside. Nowadays, you have the you have the bathroom inside, you have the mini kitchen inside, because that at the end of the day, in the long run, will actually be generating money for you. So be careful of peer influence, and be you. No, be you, and that's my message. Be you, don't be easily influenced. Loans versus not taking loans. As mentioned, I'm not a financial guru. I'm just giving out my views. You might agree, you might not disagree. It's a free world. One more advice when you're starting, if you are to take a loan, if you are to take a loan, make sure that the loan is for an asset, not a liability. I'll explain. If you take a loan to buy a car, you are taking a loan to buy a liability, because a car, once it moves out, I think this was said by, I don't know whether it's Robert Kiyosaki or, yeah, one of those financial gurus, and they'll say, once you buy a car and actually, or it was Dave Ramsey, one of the two guys. So they're saying that if you buy a car, the moment you move it from the garage, its value depreciates. So they'll say a car is a liability. So if you take a loan for a car, you are taking a loan for a liability that you're going to pay with interest for 5 years. And the installment differs. You can have a car that is going for maybe 2.5, another one 5,000, 3,000. Just weigh your thoughts. Do the math. Do the math. Is it worth it for you to take a loan and buy a car, or you can just be frugal and actually save for, you can save for a year or so, and then you'll be able to get a car, maybe a 30,000. Or what is even better, like in Botswana, we have Motelo, you have people coming together and then contributing some monies, or not necessarily monies, or agreeing to buy some few stuff whoever is in the group. For instance, if it's for the car, if we are six, we agree that okay, maybe we contribute 4,000, 4,000. That's if we can afford 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. And if you're six, 4,000 times six, that will be 24,000. And you can rest assured get maybe a car for maybe 20,000 or so after 6 months. Yes, if you are six. Yeah, I hope I'm doing my maths correctly. Yeah, so those are some of the avenues that you need to look into before you rush to go get a loan to buy a car. And if you're getting a loan to buy a house, that's a different thing altogether. But again, the financial gurus will say a house is still a liability if it's not generating income for you. So there are different thoughts. There are those that will say, yes, get a loan to buy a buy a buy a house, and there are those that will say, as long as it's eating on your pocket, it's still a liability. But my advice or my opinion here is, when you get a loan to buy a house or build a house, that's a good thing, because in the long run, that's an asset that appreciates. So yes. So where your where your thoughts? Do you know where your thoughts? Yeah, your options. Gosh. Weigh the options. Know which is, when you start working, your first salary, it's huge. Because you're just seeing this money, for the first time, and maybe you can call your friends and invite them for dinner and you pay, because the money, you see, it's huge money. But then, as life goes on, responsibilities amounts, and then you saw the salary is really ain't enough. So this next point, you need to start a side hustle. Have a business mindset. You need to have a business mindset. And by the way, for you to succeed in the business realm, you need to know how to sell. So obviously, invest in books that talks about marketing, that talks about selling. It is critical, because for everything you sell, I'll share with you my one of my testimonies. Because when I started working, I was with a yeah, I was doing a study. So I'll knock on and then go home and bake some cupcakes, and I'll sell by I have someone selling for me by Nanohan Junior School. So hey, so what happened is, so one day I decided to just do the math of my ingredients, and I thought, I'm undercharging this cupcakes, and I hiked a little bit. I increased the price. You know what happened? They deserted my they deserted my business. I remember going to pick up the whatever was left, because I had to go and, like, yeah, help the lady knock. So I went there only to find out that I still have, like, half the container was still full of muffins, which was not always the case. And then I was told that it's because I had increased the price. But then I became a little bit stubborn and never really reduced the price. And that was the end of my business, end of my side hustle. But the point that I'm trying to say is just have a side hustle, something that you do that will generate income. At some point, I was selling airtime, yeah, while still working under the study. So have that mentality. And by the way, YouTube, eventually YouTube is going to be, it's my side hustle, but for now, I'm just doing it. Yeah, so have something that you do outside the salary that will generate income. Don't be shy. Don't be shy to sell. Don't be shy to sell. Let me just say this again. Don't be shy to sell. You need the money, just swallow your pride and sell whatever you can sell. Yeah? Yes, because when money comes in, people will be like, okay, yeah, there's something there. And if you don't do that when you starve, will be the same people that are like, she's starving or he's starving. So don't be shy to sell. That's why I'm emphasizing that you need to invest and get books that talks about selling, that will boost your confidence, when you sell your products. Yes. And at this point, I touched on it earlier on, the one of building. So if you're starting to work, just real estate is good. Real estate is good because the property appreciates. And one thing that I want to also add there is, yes, you can build, but also have a budget for the upkeep of the property. Sometimes we build properties, but then we just keep on hiking the prices without really developing the price, developing the property. You find what people are staying in the house, and there's really no upgrades. It's still floor and not tiled, but we keep on increasing the prices, the rentals without developing it, which I think that's not right. So make sure that you set aside a portion for the upkeep of the property. And the other thing, for the side hustle, if you are a Seventh-day Adventist, we have what we term literature evangelist. Let me just promote this one here. You know what? That is, you are actually you're selling books, but at the same time you're spreading the word of God, and you're getting money in doing so. So if you are an Adventist, be a literature evangelist. The last time I checked, because it's been a while since I did it, I've been lazy in the job. The last time I did it, I think you were getting roughly 45% of the sale that you made. Like for instance, if a book is $100, you'll be getting somewhere, I think $40 as a profit. So if you're an Adventist, please comment down below and correct me. And that's huge money. That we are just living it. So it's also a form of side hustling at the same time spreading the gospel and what can beat that? Yeah. So yeah. So in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, the message that I want to put across is be wary of where you're coming from. So when you spend your money, spend it wisely and avoid as much as you can liabilities, but invest more in assets and yeah. And we call it a wrap, folks. Thank you once again for tuning in, and see you in my next video.